Hello, hello, I am Kim Jong-un and I am going to nuke America. Now let's talk about Kim Jong-un for a second. He is trying to nuke America, right? And he could barely get to New York. Like, what if he actually does start a nuclear war with America? And, like, he loses. Like, what is he gonna say? Oh, it's just a prank, bro? Just like those other YouTubers do? Like, they just come up to random people, slap their ass, and just be like, it's just a prank, bro. I'm not kidding. You can go check it out. It's somewhere on YouTube. Regular prank videos. Speaking of pranks, right now I'm going to be talking about some of the worst pranks that I have done. Now, I do like pranking people. It's one of my most favorite things to do in my free time. For example, there's this one that I'm actually going to do probably sometime soon, and I'm just gonna like put like a, sort of like, wow, I say like a lot in my videos, don't I? Oops. I know it could get pretty annoying, but I'm just gonna stop ranting and I'm gonna get started with the prank. So this first prank that I remember currently happened back, or not is happened, do I even English? Apparently not, but this happened back when I was at like, I don't know, 7? And my aunt, she teaches me this one thing that you could like get the clear wrap thing and put it on the toilet and then people will just piss all over themselves, right? So after she taught me that, I immediately thought that, hey, that seems like a good idea. Let's do that. So the first thing I do is get my brothers, and I'm telling them what the plan is, and this looked just like that one of those heists from GTA 5. Oh my gosh. It's so funny even just thinking back of it, just the reaction. But, so we just do that whole thing. We make sure that there's like nothing. And then after we put it, we just hide like the extra plastic wrap, so that way like no one would see what is going on. And then we just leave the bathroom and wait for someone to go. So we're just sitting there waiting, just having fun, just doing whatever we can. And then 15 minutes later, our mom walks into the bathroom. As she opens the toilet seat, sits down, we hear the loudest scream we could possibly hear, and then she immediately gets us, she calls our names, and she's like, start cleaning this up, who put the plastic wrap here? And then we're all like, no one, I don't know, what are you talking about? It's just a prank, bro. And oh my gosh, she just gets us to clean it up, and the whole time while we were cleaning all that up, we were thinking, this was totally worth it. Okay, this next prank was actually a bit more recent, which was back when I was in 7th grade, so like, I don't know, 12? When I was 12 years old or something like that. So, my friend, let's just call him Saddam Hussein, because why not? I know I used that name, but be quiet. His name is Saddam Hussein, don't judge me. So oh my gosh, I should stop breathing in the microphone. So Saddam Hussein, he gets a bunch of one of those like zip tie things that like you use to zip tie wires and boxes together, so that way they don't fall apart. And he's like, you know what you could do? You could zip tie people's backpacks shut, and that way they can't get into it. The only way to get into it is to rip it off, or just cut it off with scissors. And then he just gives me like a couple dozen of them, and then he's like, here, this is what I'm gonna do. And so back in 7th grade, we used to like leave our, wow, I should really stop saying like in my videos. It gets really annoying, especially my sleep paralysis one. That one was extremely annoying to watch. I actually had that feedback. I used the word like a lot in that video. I'm gonna guess at least a couple million times. Completely off topic here. And so he teaches me what to do. So he takes the zip tie and he gets all of the like zippers together, the ones that are close together, and then just zip ties them shut as tight as they go. All of them. And it took like, I don't know, 3 zip ties to do so, because the guy didn't have too much zip ties. Or not zip ties, but too much zippers. Wow. I'm really tired today. But then, I'm like, wow, this seems fun. The reaction is gonna be good. And so, the next thing I do is I walk up to every single backpack I see on the ground, because that's what we used to do. We used to like leave our backpacks on the right by the classroom, and then just go into the classroom and take our backpacks with us. And so I just come up to every room I possibly can and just zip tie all the backpacks shut, and then I'm like, hey, I ran out of the zip ties. Keep in mind I had a couple dozen, maybe more. Like, I just had lots and lots of zip ties, and I used them all within, as what we used to have then, like lunch. It was called, like, free break. And during that free break period, it was 30 minutes about, more or less. And then I'm like, hey, I need more. And then, like, he gives me much more. Wow, I just subconsciously used the word like. But then what happens is I get more zip ties, and in class, while someone turns away, I just zip tie their backpack shut. And then they're like, hey, teacher, I need scissors. And it's just really funny to watch them. And this has been going on for a couple of months until my, well, not my principal, but the principal, he calls us and he's like, okay, what were you doing? And we're like, what are you talking about? Normal things. And then he said, okay, like what? And then I'm like, well, you know, whatever little kids do, right? But then he's like, okay, what about zip tying people's backpacks shut? And then, of course, I had to confess, and I'm like, yes, I did it. But I did not give out my friend Saddam Hussein. Then he called Saddam Hussein, and then he said to him, were you doing the same thing? Were you zip tying people's backpacks shut? And he also confessed, which was really good. But then he said, well, I, most of the time, don't do it. I supply it. And then the, what's it called, principal made a full thing saying, okay, so what if you were just supplying it? If you don't do drugs but supply them, it's basically the same thing. And I'm over there sitting thinking like, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. But yeah, that's just a little funny story I remember. And then, of course, we did not learn our lesson. We were extremely rebellious back then. So, of course, we just continued doing it a couple months later. And I get a phone call home. And my father picks me up from school. And he asks, okay, so what were you doing today, son? And I say the exact same thing. Oh, normal things, you know, whatever little kids do, right? And just as little 12-year-olds just doing every fun. That was extremely annoying. I'm never gonna do that again. I am sorry for raping your ears. So, it's weird that I laugh at my own jokes, isn't it? Okay, I just love getting off topic. I cannot even speak today. But then what happens is he says, okay, what were you doing? And then I'm like, you know what, I cannot take any more of this. And I say, well, we were just playing pranks on people and zip tying their backpacks shut. And then he smacks me across my face, and I'm over there thinking like, what? What just happened? And then he says, actually, let me take that back. He didn't say. He screamed, like he yelled so hard the car's windows started shaking. He's like, zip ties are not, I'm not gonna yell because I do not want to ruin your guys' ears. But then he yells like so hard, zip ties are not toys. Do you see zip ties selling in the toy section? No, they are tools. And then, now that I think back, it's like, it's, wow. It's a prank, bro. It's a prank. Learn to take it. Take the prank, is what I was thinking. Okay, and this one more that I remembered about. This one actually happened very recently. In fact, it happened last year. So, what happens is, my friends and I, back then, I was like, extremely into hacking. Wow, man, stop raping your guys' ears with the word like. No one likes that. Oh my gosh. Why do I laugh at my own jokes? Someone please leave that in the comments. And then, me and a couple of friends of mine, back then, this Saddam Hussein kid left. He went to a completely different school. And then, me and, let me think, 2, maybe 3 other people. So we're gonna give them names. Hillary Clinton, Vladimir Putin, and why not, Kim Jong-un. So Kim Jong-un, he was a really good friend of mine, and we were so much into hacking back then and like programs and all this computer stuff. I still kind of am, but not that much anymore. And so we were thinking, hey, I got an idea. How about let's just play a prank on our school? So what we used to do is we used to take like this quote-unquote virus that we made ourselves. I gave them the codes that I used, and of course I googled the codes, but I lied to them that, no, I came up with them myself, I'm the genius here. And this is all in 9th grade, so of course they believed me. But then they're like, oh, you came up with the codes yourself? Nice, cool. Yeah, teach me the codes. And the codes were like really, really simple. And all it does is, as soon as you press on it, what it's gonna do is it's gonna open up, let me remember, 200 browsers? Yes, it's going to open 200 Google browsers over and over and over again until your computer just freezes and just stops. Like, you're not gonna be able to do anything. The only thing you can do is unplug it and turn it off. And as soon as you log back on again, you could just click out of them. And it's gonna take a really long time to do so, because I tried it and it took me about 10 minutes to exit out of all those browsers. And I'm a really, really fast clicker. I can spam that left mouse button, like a maniac. I'm not even joking here. All you hear is like a little sort of thing. Like, what was his name from that one movie? Predator. It's like Predator is what it's gonna sound like. And so, it took me that long, so it's probably gonna take them, like, I don't know, half an hour in order to get rid of all of them. And so what we did was we just come up to the school computers, get our USBs, just plug them in, and put it in, but then we changed the icon. These are batch files, so to change the icon takes a little bit more effort. And we renamed the file to something catchy. And by catchy, I mean how to simple ways to pass a test in this class, this person's class. And we used to leave about 3 of them, just that way people from different classes, not 3 of them on one computer, but like 3 in a day. And we've been doing that for the whole year. People have been so pissed off. It was so hilarious to watch them. But no, the computer did not get ruined. Nothing happened. And then this one other thing happened is when we were planning to do this whole World War III thing is what we called the virus. And what it was going to do was going to turn off the computer over and over and over again. And I think we set it to about 5 times. And it also opens up these 200 browsers. And this one I actually did come up with myself, except I didn't come up with it. I used codes to do it, and then what it does is it disables the mouse and keyboard, and if you hold down the F5, F9, and escape key, it would get rid of the virus. It's not a virus, but it's a quote-unquote virus. And so you are supposed to hold F5, F9, and escape, and what it was going to do, that's basically how we coded it. And what it was going to do is going to get rid, everything's going to come back to normal, but you cannot right click and delete it because the virus also disabled the mouse. And we were going to do that. It was funny. We were not caught, which is a good thing. And after that, we just deleted the virus and just said bye-bye. It was really good times back then. Oh my gosh. And I think I do have one more prank story, but I cannot remember it right now. Actually, no, wait. There was this one time, this one dude, he mixed in cold water with, what was it called, hot water? It's not my prank story, but it's my friend's. It's not really this bad, but he just mixed in cold water with hot water, and then he added some dirt into the water, and just people drank it. And this was during like one of those marathon things that we had then. It's not that bad, but well, this is all the prank stories I have for today. This is all I could remember. This is all I could think about. And I do truly hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, leave a like, because you know what? Why not? My jokes are funny, right? No, but seriously. Leave a like if you liked it. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. And also leave a comment, because I really enjoy reading comments, and I hope to see you all in another video. Peace.